And we're live. Hey, we're back on stream, guys. I'm real sorry about that. Stuff's getting weird tonight, and I blame Kraken.
I blame Nen.
We're back for now.
Yay! Welcome. Wow, my brain just went bloop. It wouldn't be us if we didn't have issues. So, welcome. This is Nichol's Cryptid Catchers. I am your storyteller for this evening, Dengle. Before I announce my hunters, a reminder: if we come across things in this game that bother you, pay attention to them, and if they start giving you too many issues, personally, mentally, emotionally, whatever it might be, step away, because we want you to be as healthy as you can, and your mental health is way more important than this game. So that being said, the hunters for this evening are Faye playing Gladys,
Hello.
Buttons playing Rose,
Hello.
and Nenavar playing Edgar.
Right.
One of these days we'll have a guest spot, but not today. So, either of you two wish to discuss what happened last time?
We started out doing some updates to the garage, and then Miss Nichols called us away on an important matter about some missing kids. So then we were spirited off to the northeast. Yeah, northeast. We ran into something creepy that chased us out of the woods. We found 2 of the kids.
Found all the kids, but only 2 of them were able to come back with us.
We don't know for sure that they're. We have not confirmed as in found a corporeal body.
That's fair. Now, big question: do you remember what the kids' names are?
Marco.
Yes, there's Marco and
Rico was the other living one. One of the missing kids was named Billy, and then I don't have names for the other 2.
yeah, they don't honestly matter so much to the
I just
story.
have them in my notes as missing kid and missing kid.
Missing child number 1, missing child number 2. So when we do this to like live action or animation, that's what it'll be billed as. Hopefully. This would be fun. Anyway, so yes, you went out in the woods, found a clubhouse, stumbled upon some missing children, figured out that one is a little bookworm, seems like, and the other one has a very rough home life. Single mother. The other one is apparently affluent, or at least his parents have quite a bit of money. And you went to a library. It was closed the second time you went. And you found a really old, creepy house, right? And then, of course, met a demon or something. No big deal there.
Yeah, no big deal.
So, yeah, I think that pretty much catches it up. So, I don't think I left off on a cliffhanger. I think it was just nighttime happened. So, the next morning you wake up and Miss Nichols is there. She is cooking on her little Coleman flat top gas grill thing. At least that's what I've always called it for us. Doesn't matter what the brand is, just that's what it is. It's a little camp grill. Cooking up some eggs and bacon. You all wake up and stumble outside, and you're still in the parking lot that you were in originally. So, what's the what do you want to do today? Where do you want to go? What do you want to look into?
Well, the library should be open today.
Right.
We'll look into getting some holy water.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is we should probably split up a little bit and tackle 2 bulls with 1 rope. I don't know. I just came up with that on the spot. Didn't really work.
No, it didn't.
I guess it's technically 2 calves, but whatever. It's an old Kentucky thing. Shut up.
No one said anything.
The silence
Anyway.
was deafening, sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess and say Gladys wants to go to the library.
You know me so well.
And you did always like the books rather than people.
Yeah.
Edgar and Rose, which one would you like to do?
I'll deal with the holy water.
Maybe you should see. Can you see about getting us some rosaries while we're there? I don't know if those will help or not, but
I mean, if we're dealing with a demon, then yeah, it should help.
I don't know. Gladys, you think you'll be okay at the library?
I mean, I really don't know what could happen there. I'm not going to say nothing bad's going to happen because that just is inviting problems, but I probably should be okay.
Well, the holy water and rosary shouldn't take too long, so I should join. So I'll be able to join you after a little bit at the library.
Okay, so you go get the stuff, and I'll just go ahead and join. I'll just go ahead and go with Gladys.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I am kind of interested in the history of that house, what it had. Exactly what it means to the town and all that fun stuff. I mean, I'm sure I can guess, but...
Okay. So what I'm hearing is Rose and Gladys going together.
Sure seems that way.
Okay. I just need to know where I'm going.
I mean, Edgar would be going alone otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be good for any of us to go alone, personally. So, I'm going to leave you two to it. Get you something to eat before you leave, though, because studying on an empty stomach's never good. And Edgar, get you a sandwich or something. We'll eat on the road.
Okay.
So, you all get you something to eat. And it's frankly not that great. There's no seasoning, but bacon's okay because I mean it's bacon. But yeah, no eggs. The eggs aren't very good. But you get enough to eat and head off your respective ways. We're gonna do Gladys and Rose first because there's probably gonna be a little bit easier. You show up bright and early to the library. It's a little bit before they open, actually, about 5 minutes. And you actually meet the librarians out front. They're having like a little morning meeting type thing. And the one that Gladys met with last time is all excited. Oh, you're back! Thank you. Did you like
Yes.
that book that I gave you?
I did, because we need to make rolls on that.
Yes, we do, don't we?
Yes, I forgot again.
I did too. It was fine. Intelligence and investigation, please.
So for the record, my dice work much better if I roll them in sets of 2 or 3.
Good to know.
Because I just rolled 6 successes.
Okay, so you get pretty much everything that you were told last time. Just off the cuff, you have found that it's very easy for you to find. You also found that there's a list of founders' names for the town. It started off with a different name. It started off with Bleak Point, Massachusetts, way back in 1684. Wasn't the first in the area. Eventually actually ended up getting incorporated to something else. This is where the name came from. But this area specifically was Bleak Point. Named after Thomas Bleak, which was the majority landowner of the area. Owned most of the area around the lake, as well as the mansion on the island that's in the middle of the lake. Which eventually got transferred to, well, one of the other founding families that has a mansion, I don't know, that you've already passed by. Along with that, there was a couple other people that were like trappers and stuff like that, but they kind of fell by the wayside. Can't really find too much about them in the book. Did find something that when the witch trials were going on, a group of 30 young women that, upon later inspection and later excavation, found that it was just kind of like a halfway house for women to leave abusive situations or, bad family life. Stay together and didn't want to deal with people because, well, obvious reasons, we're scared. So they were labeled as negative. As well as another group of 5 older women, 3 of which were descendants of the founders of the town, the original town. But beyond that, like, you don't find anything overly interesting. Like I said, initially it was the majority export was fur trade and agriculture and this, that, and the next, and kind of boring stuff. I mean, Gladys might find it interesting, but nothing overly pertinent.
Back to the librarian. Yes, it was very informative. I've come to return it, and Rose, what else were we looking for? I've completely forgotten.
I think we were gonna look into that. Well, no, we already figured out what that was. Were we gonna look at the history of the house on the main street there?
Yes, that's what it was. The family who inherited it from the book.
Okay. I mean, you can look in the archives. We wouldn't have stuff like that up here for like general public, but if you're going to keep it in house, it's fine.
Yeah, we don't have to leave with it.
Yeah, just let us get stuff like on, and we'll open the basement for you.
Appreciate it.
Again, we just got you have you sign in, special stocks and such.
Of course.
So they open up, they turn all the lights on, make sure that like the floor is swept, and there's nothing like lying about that might cause issues. And then they open up the basement for you. The smell of old paper is very thick down here, and it's stale air as well. Very, very, very low humidity. And you get down there, and there's not a layer of dust, but it smells like there should be. I'm pretty sure we all know what that kind of smells like.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, just be careful. So, we can do this one of 3 ways. And you both have to agree on one specific skill check. It's intelligence and academics, intelligence and investigation, or intelligence and occult.
I would say investigation or occult. I have 3 and then 2 respectively.
I would agree with that. I have 2 intelligence, and then 1 in investigation, and then 1 in occult. So I'd be happy to help you with either.
I have 4 intelligence, so my choice would be investigation.
Okay, so I can help you, and that'll help boost what pool you already have.
Yes. So Buttons, go ahead and give me that roll.
That's going to be 2 successes.
Okay, so you may add that many to your pool. So I believe you're at 9 now, correct?
I am at a lot of dice. I'm sorry it's taking me a minute now, but since I actually want to like not completely fail.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, so 5 total. Between the 2 of you, you find some information. It's not as much as you had hoped, but you find some. They actually changed their name mid 1800s due to a bit of a scandal, actually. They weren't always named with their name now. They were the Mastersons at one point. But as far as the house itself, it's been in that family for a very long time. They basically pass it down to the eldest child. And you can find like pretty good family tree. And there is actually 2 living members, the mother and a son. However, the son, you just get a first name for them. Just Jacob. The mother is Moira.
And I'm sorry, remind me what their last name is now.
I honestly can't remember. I know it was something pretty straightforward.
I have it in my notes as O'Neill.
That one.
Okay.
So Moira O'Neill. Yeah. I was like, I know. I saw it in my head and then I didn't have it written down. And I don't know where my notes are from last time. So yes, O'Neill House.
Are we able to find out what the scandal was, or is it not important?
Would you like to give me another roll because you were looking at stuff specifically for the house, right?
Yes.
You can chase as many rabbit holes down here as you want.
Well, we'll start. Do we find anything else about the house? I don't want to interrupt you as you.
As far as the house is concerned, not really. You found that it was built at one point, burned down in late 1700s. Actually, during the Revolutionary War, they rebuilt it to the exact specifications as it was, and have done remodels ever since. But nothing like overly specific.
Yeah, I would like to chase down the scandal next.
Okay. So give me that same roll, please. Both of you. Either you can help or you can do it separately.
I'd be happy to assist again.
All right, go ahead and give me that roll.
2 again.
And then we have...
Hang on, I'll pause. 4 this time.
4. It's kind of hard to find. However, you do find a little bit of something. It's the eldest son was hanged because there was a accusation that they couldn't disprove, and they had more evidence to prove it, that he kidnapped and
Assaulted
and
Right.
ended a little
Yeah.
child's life. Not in a adult manner, but just like beaten, tortured type thing. They had more evidence against him than he had against it.
Another connection with a kid. . Are we able to find out what year that is?
1847.
My next thought would see if there was any other missing children that year.
Okay.
I don't
You
know
can
what
absolutely-
Buttons wants to track down, but that's my thought.
No. Rose is happy to follow this line of thought. Were we also gonna see something about the lake? I feel like I remember hearing the lake was also kind of important.
The lake
Just
was
they inherited the mansion that's on the island in the lake. Don't know exactly how, but you know that they were basically given it.
Yeah, I think the lake was only important because we need to check out the mill that's there or something.
Well,
Yeah,
the
there's
kids also talked about by being taken by 4 people by the lake.
Right. But I think that's more of a we go investigate type thing than a library thing.
Okay.
But yeah, my next thought would be any missing children at that time.
Okay. They have not only like the local papers, but they have papers from as far as like New York City down here as well. From that far back.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you'd like to give me one more roll, we can see what you find.
I got 3 this time.
Not as good so far.
Oh no.
Just 3.
Just 3. So between the two of you, you find effectively nothing. Don't know if you're just not looking in the right spot or there's nothing to find.
Right.
It's also not like they kept good records back then either, so.
Right. I'm not sure what else to track down.
I mean,
because we don't. She found basically all the information they'd find on that one house, the witch house already, I'm assuming. Maybe. Try for that, I guess.
You want to retry for the witch house?
Well, I only had the one book before, but I don't know if I'd get any more information on that, honestly. Let's see, I'm trying to remember everything we had talked about looking at. There was the witch house, the house in the lake, maybe, but I don't know if anything's going to come of that. That's all I can think of, unless you have something else, Buttons.
I don't know if they have an extensive history of witches. Do they have any old rumors about how to deal with witches?
They yes and no. They've got like witchcraft for dummies type things. Nothing inherently factual that you can tell.
No copies of the Malleus Maleficarum lying around. Gotcha.
No, unfortunately. It's just a public library. However, before you come out of the archives, you hear the door open again. Then this time you hear kind of heavier footsteps. I'm sure you're still kind of engrossed in your research. And then a unfamiliar voice. Oh, I didn't expect to see anybody else down here. May I introduce myself?
Look up from the
And
book.
you
Just
turn
in sync
around.
swivel.
It is a woman, probably early 60s. She is nicely dressed. It's not like over the top. She's like, I am very surprised to see, well, two people from out of town looking into the archives that I sponsor, actually. And she holds her hand out. And she was like, Moira O'Neill.
Hello. Shake her hand, I guess. My name is Gladys
Give
McCoy.
me- Give me a wits and awareness, both of you, please.
Yep. Two.
Well, that's not a good pace.
It's okay. I got a 6.
Okay, so Gladys doesn't notice anything. Rose, on the other hand, she is wearing a onyx ring on the middle right finger that, while it is a smooth ring, the veins in it distinctly make out that same symbol that's on the house. Other than that, she's wearing a couple other pieces of jewelry that are a lot nicer than most people around here can probably afford.
Rose is gonna do her best interpretation of a poker face and kind of smile. And the records here are quite thorough. They go back quite a ways. I'm impressed.
Yes, my family's been around for quite a while, and we tend to like to keep records of things. Lets us know where we've been and make sure we don't make the same mistakes.
How so?
Oh, just, you know. Can't forget your family history now, can you?
Of course
Don't
not.
learn from the past. Gotta learn from the past, otherwise you're doomed to repeat it.
Exactly. And, well, remember exactly what the sins are that, well, our fathers and forefathers have done so we can atone for those. Or know exactly how great of people our fathers and forefathers and, well, all of our ancestors were, and we can, well, be in awe of their greatness.
I feel like that's a little bit of an odd phrasing, but not all of us have that deep of history.
Right, we've been in the area since the late 1600s.
Yeah, your name's popped up a few times, I think. Well, the last name.
Right. Would be surprised if it didn't, frankly. You said Gladys McCoy, right?
Yes.
And yours? I don't know if I got that one.
You may call me Rose.
Does a rose have a last name?
One that I don't know if I choose to share at this moment.
Odd, but to each their own. I'd just like to know who's around. Anyway, is there anything that I can help you with? Because I've been down here quite a few times. I think I've probably put my hands on every piece of paper down here.
Oh, then you must know some interesting stories about this town.
I do.
We were here to help find the children, and I just really like collecting stories about places that we've been. Sounds like these are fascinating.
Somebody's calling me. I'll be right back.
We are going the private investigator angle again, right? That seems to be our default.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Absolutely.
Because, she's not great at lying. So, but she's also not as careful as my other character about her words.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's technically true. We are investigating things and are hired by a private entity to do so.
Oh, I meant about the collecting stories part.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that's definitely kind of a lie. But I get 1 dice roll for this.
Mm-hmm. If Rose had not passed the check, she would absolutely be asking this lady for stories about the town.
Well,
she's super sus now, as the kids say.
Gladys is... Yeah, after the whole thing, I think she's suspicious no matter what. She just didn't notice the jewelry. But she's gonna ask anyway, because answers reveal a lot about a person.
We're good. So, last statement made was?
I like collecting stories about places that we go through for the private investigating stuff, so I just figured we'd stop in.
Right. What kind of stories would you like? I'm sure I have a couple that I can impart.
Oh, local legends are always interesting.
Local legends. Well, of course, it's Massachusetts, but it wouldn't be Massachusetts if it wasn't for a couple witch stories and ghost stories, yeah?
Of course. The last town we were in had this crazy thing about this, massive underground thing under the property we were investigating on. It was really cool.
I'm sorry, I don't believe we have anything quite like that. However, even my own house is said to be haunted. I haven't seen anything besides, the occasional specter here and there, right? She kind of smiles a little bit.
Really? Haunted by what? Or who?
Oh, it was a joke, dear.
Oh.
Would you like to roll Wits and Insight?
I mean, sure. Why not? I don't think it's gotten me anywhere yet, but we're gonna try it anyway. 2. I have 5 dice to roll for this, but I never roll well.
4.
2 and 4. So you both fully believe her. Whether or not it's true or not is completely here nor there. Let's see here. Then there was the bit about, I believe they called them the Massachusetts Mangler. It's just a really very local thing. It ended up being multiple different people, and unfortunately, even my own family was caught up in that.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yes, my great uncle, I believe, was prosecuted and found guilty of, well, harming children. But it ended up being, at the end of the day, if you actually look hard enough, a mother and a son. The son would capture, and the mother would, well, take out repressed rage over
Oh
the
my.
son that was, let's say, intellectually stunted. Yes, son was very simple, but it's quite all right because they found them at the end of the day, and then, well, took care of the problem, and everything went away.
As a way as history goes, at least.
Right, everything's still written down somewhere in here, I'm sure. If you look hard enough, you can find that.
I mean, there's a lot of paper to go through.
It is. And I might be able to help direct you in some respects if you're looking for anything in particular. Beyond the stories, of course. Real stories probably more your style.
I mean, yes. But local legends are just fun. I don't specifically know of anything else to look for.
I've heard about the witch houses, yeah?
Yeah, they've come up a few times.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Actually, going out to a couple of them is exhilarating until you realize, well, it's just a bunch of, what? Malarkey, let's put it that way.
Right, who believes in witches?
Right. Who believes in magic in general?
Who knows?
And ghosts and goblins and all of the other things that go bump in the night. Anyway, I'm actually going to leave you two alone because I don't want to encroach, but I did want to, since you're down here, I would say hello. I was going to come down and do my own little reminiscing, but it would be rude of me to be down here with you. So I'm going to get out of your hair, as it were.
I don't want to impose.
Oh, I can just wait upstairs. It's fine. There's a new to the library book that is calling my name. I haven't read it yet. I believe it's a bit of a romance novel.
Oh, well, you enjoy that. It's not my type of book, but I hope you enjoy it.
A good foray into, well, whatever that entails is always fun. And she kind of gives a little bit of a curtsy and backs out and heads back upstairs.
We should probably leave.
Yeah, probably. It's a pity.
Let's give it like 10 minutes.
Really like to try and find the name of that mother-son duo if it's in the records somewhere. But I don't know if we have enough time.
We can skim briefly, probably.
Okay.
So I guess spend a little bit of time looking for that before we bolt out of here.
Okay, so a fast search, expedited search will make it a little bit harder. However, go ahead and give me intelligence and investigation. Peace.
I got 3 again.
Am I adding those 3 on?
Yes.
Just 4.
Just 4. So you don't find any record of that. Unfortunately, you know it's potentially somewhere down there. But you can't find it before you feel like you've overstayed your welcome. And you go back upstairs, and sure enough, she's sitting at the large table reading something called The Lover's Broken Heart. Don't know who it's by, don't know what it entails, but not a very thick novel. She seems to be rather disappointed if you had to read her face.
Give her a small wave if she looks up, I guess.
No, she's fairly engrossed in the book, as it were. The librarians all kind of swarm you as you come up. Did you find what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay, good. If you need anything else, just let us know.
You might see us around again. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. You have a very nice day now.
You too.
And then swinging over to Edgar and Miss Nichols. So you go to a couple of the local Catholic churches. And you fill up a couple vials, a couple flasks, a couple bottles of holy water. After the third one, you go to one of the last ones in town that you haven't been to. And you walk inside, and you're actually greeted by the preacher. And he walks you up, and so why are you getting so much holy water, out of curiosity?
One of our friends is a little paranoid about demons, so we're just trying to help her out.
Demons? That's quite the accusation.
Yeah. It's mainly for her comfort. We're not sure if we believe in what she's saying.
Well, if it's demons that you have, I can perform an exorcism. It's not that big of a deal.
She doesn't believe she's being possessed, more stalked.
Have you gotten her checked out? Taken her up to, well, the hill, as it were?
Not quite yet.
Because, yeah, if she's seeing things, perhaps she's a bit touched, and not just by, well, demons. Perhaps needs a bit of internment in the local medical facility.
We would rather keep that as a last resort.
Okay. And at this point, Miss Nichols is like, yeah, and frankly, well, she is a bit odd. I don't believe that she's, well, insane, as it were. She's like, well, I didn't necessarily mean to insinuate that. It's just, well, you see demons, and it's people tend to react negatively. Before we leave, though, is there any way that we can get some rosaries from you? Because that we did need a couple of those as well, and crucifixes maybe, or point us in that direction. Because that's what they asked for, right, Edgar?
Yes, they asked for possibly 3, unless you don't want one.
Oh, I've got one. It's quite all right. You know one part. And he kind of looks at both of you curious, and he's like, you can find that type of thing down at the bookstore, or I believe Ida's drugstore sells them as well. She's a regular here.
Thanks for the info.
Not a problem. I didn't get your names though.
Yeah, Edgar.
And Miss Nichols just kind of smiles. Ida. We're the Frosts. I was like, well, you two have a good day then? Very odd, but I guess that's what you get for being out of town. And he doesn't bother you too much. And as you walk out, Miss Nichols turns to you, Edgar, and so, bookstore or Ida's?
Let's check Ida's first.
Okay. She might have some stuff there that we can, do some minor restock stuff. So you drive over to the little drugstore, and it's on Main Street, and you can see the O'Neill house from here. You walk in, and the little bell chimes, and a middle-aged woman, she's rather large. It's like, oh, hi! It's nice to see you. Welcome to Ida's Drugstore. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. And you can let the new stock boy know as well. He might be able to help you a little bit.
Okay, thank you. Edgar, start looking for the rosaries.
Okay. Miss Nichols will start looking for other supplies that you all might need. And soon enough, Edgar does find the rosaries and the crucifixes and stuff like that. And as you put your hands on them, a young-ish man, he's in very good shape with bright red hair. It's like, oh, hi. You finding everything all right?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, good. Yeah, if you need anything, if you need help bringing stuff out to the car, just let me know.
You should be fine, but thank you.
All right. And he sticks his hand out and he's, the name's Red. And well, that's what everybody calls me.
Edgar.
Nice to meet you,
I'll
Eddie.
shake his hand.
And he shakes your hand. So you gather up your things, and Miss Nichols gets like a couple like containers that can hold water and some stuff to make sandwiches and stuff like that. And you take it back out the car and it's like, so, is that everything?
I believe so.
We should probably go check on Rose and Gladys.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet that they're still at the library?
Most likely. It depends on how much digging they want to do.
Yeah. And she starts heading toward the library. And it's like divine intervention that as Rose and Gladys come out, Miss Nichols and Edgar showing up to the front entrance.
Oh, good. We should probably leave now.
Why? You seem spooked.
Oh, we were paid a visit by Moira O'Neill.
I assume that's somebody we should be worried about.
Yes.
The O'Neill house is what we should be worried about.
I think we should be worried about her too.
Well, yes, I meant the whole thing.
Well, if she's here, guess where she's not?
She has a son too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we found that out. Her son is Jacob.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what his last name is. I couldn't find that. But we don't know where he is, so he might be there.
But 4 against 1, that might, well, do things. Or 4 against 2, that one of them guaranteed probably does things.
Or he could just summon the thing again, or maybe not again. I don't know. Maybe he could bring the thing. I don't know.
I think she's the one with the power. Because she had.
We've never seen the sun. We don't know what's going on there.
Well, yeah, but she had the ring with the seal on it, so I think she's kind of the one calling shots.
Yeah, but then she told us about the mother and son combo, and I'm half wondering if that was a threat.
One way to find out.
We could not.
I mean, we kind of need to.
I mean, worst case scenario, we go in there,
Die.
we don't come back out. Yeah, we don't come back out. It's fine.
That's not fine.
In the famous words of my late husband, you have to live a little.
There's a reason that it's the late husband.
His Irish coworker also kind of had that same idea, and then she ran away. They ran away? I think they wanted to be called they.
Just along for the ride here.
So, I mean, that's an option, just saying. Or if there's something else that you want to do. Oh, by the way, I have stuff for a picnic.
Oh, good. Oh, maybe we can go picnic by the lake.
I mean, that's also a thing. Maybe
Where
I
the
thought
kids
about
got
that, so-
kidnapped?
We have to check out around there. We might as well eat there.
You'd rather go to the lake where the
Yes.
kids got kidnapped than the house where there might be
Yes,
things.
very much so.
You're gonna have to go to that house eventually.
But it doesn't have to be right now.
I don't know, it might be... Miss Nichols has a point. She's not there. She might be there later.
I am outvoted, so I will do whatever you guys want.
Well, not yet. Edgar, what would you like to do? And technically speaking, I don't have a vote because I am... Well,
You're our employer, so you
Yeah.
can just tell us what to do.
right, but I'd like to have more of a democracy instead of a... Well... Whatever this is potentially going to end up being.
Exactly, so we're gonna do it anyway.
Probably know more exactly what we're dealing with first.
So, what I'm hearing is Lake.
Yep, like,
Okay. So it is a tie, technically speaking. However, like I said, I don't really technically have a vote because I am the STPC. So, flip
You're
a
the
coin.
what?
I don't know, something that I heard later. The owner of the company. Flip a coin to figure it out.
Success, whatever that means.
Going with your idea. So, Lake it is.
Okay.
Once we get in the car. Look, I was just concerned that she randomly showed up while we were at the library researching her family stuff, so, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. So you said something about a mother-son combo. What's that all about?
You want me to tell this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, from what we were able to find, there was a scandal back in like mid 1800s. I think it was 47 or so. One of the sons of the family before they were the O'Neills was hanged because a bunch of people brought proof against him that he'd kidnapped and like really messed up this kid. It apparently he that was tied to an incident called the Massachusetts Mangler, which ended up being a couple different people, which a bunch of people got caught up in, including the one son, but who ended up being Moira's like great uncle, I think she said.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research and I found that out. Apparently, it wasn't actually the mother and the son that did anything. That was just what the cops blamed all of the unsolved ones on, because the mother was using the son to go find kids and then bring them back, and then it's really gruesome after that. I'm not going to tell the rest of the story, but let's just say that they
She was
canceled
not
and
nice
settled
to
him.
them. Yeah, she was not nice to them. We heard much the same. Only Moira told us it was the mother taking out her frustrations over the fact that her son was not the most intellectually driven person, put it nicely.
Right. It was more they didn't have any money, so they needed to eat, and they decided children. Gruesome.
I don't know which one's worse.
I mean, regardless of how
Uh,
the story actually happened, the fact that she told us that, knowing she has a son, I'm wondering if that was a threat.
That's a good. Did you have the feeling that it was a threat, or was that just?
I don't know. I'm not really great at judging that. I just know that it could have been.
Okay. Well, let's err on the side of let's not find out.
Yep.
So to the lake to have a picnic, yeah.
Guess so.
So to the lake you go. You get to the lake, and it is the waters are dark. It is a very dark shade of blue. It is rather clean, rather clear. The shores are rocky shores. The water's lightly lapping, and there are a couple boats here and there, like sailboats. Nothing super crazy. A couple families milling about at the small campground that you end up pulling into. You sit down. You do get a light lunch. There's a couple apples, stuff for sandwiches, and then some cereal that is provided. Then Miss Nichols like, so we're at the lake. Do you want to go for a hike?
That makes sense.
Sure.
Not a bad idea.
Okay. Might do well to bring walking sticks and other things that we can use to defend ourselves. Just in case.
Right.
Yes.
Edgar will find some sizable sticks and whittle them into something workable.
Okay. Is there something that Gladys would like to do?
Grab her bag.
Okay. And Rose?
Rose is just grabbing her usual accoutrements.
Okay, along with her rifle, or no?
Yes.
Okay. How about Edgar? Is Edgar grabbing the rifle or no?
Yes.
Okay, so everybody kind of gets loaded down, and it's a camping area. So you get a couple weird looks, but nobody stops you. You go heading out. Miss Nichols seems to just have a really big old flashlight.
That looks really heavy duty.
Yeah, the person I grabbed it from used it a couple times. Didn't break when they used it, so it shouldn't break when I use it, right?
I would hope so.
So you head off into the woods. I assume you want to go to the mill.
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a survival and wits, please? From whoever would like to do so.
Sorry.
Crit. 4. It was a crit.
Okay. So we will go with Gladys's because you can kind of follow the shoreline to figure out where you're going. And it takes about 45 minutes to get through like the shore and then through the woods a little ways. And the mill isn't actually shut down. It's very limited production. But it's operational. There's some people milling about. But nobody really stops you as long as you don't try to go inside, of course.
No, not at all. Just should maybe see if anything's out of place around it. I mean, obviously it's open, but knowing what the thing was, if anything is out of place.
Would you like to give me a wits and an investigation?
Five.
Would anybody else like to also give me that roll?
Dude,
I only got a 3.
Okay. So Edgar and Gladys, you don't really find anything. And what you do find is they're not Gladys, Rose, sorry. Again, looking at buttons saying Gladys. Edgar and Rose, you don't really find anything. And what you do find is like berries. You find some actually edible berries. As well as some mushrooms that you don't know if they're edible or not. Gladys, on the other hand, you find a couple things. Nothing super crazy. You find some weathered torn clothing. You're not sure exactly where it's from. It's kind of got like a checkerboard pattern. You find some crushed beer cans. You find a campsite that doesn't look like it's too old. Probably 2-3 days. Maybe. And this is all within 200 feet of the mill. So relatively close proximity.
Does the checkerboard pattern look like a picnic blanket or like a clothing?
Kind of like a piece of clothing. Okay. And the texture kind of has that feel to it.
Yeah. Well. That's mainly what I was figuring it would go off of. I guess snag that just in case to match it up or do whatever if we need to. Is there no signs of like a struggle? They weren't grabbed. The kids weren't grabbed here, were they? Or were they grabbed? Where did they say they were grabbed?
They're grabbed over by a house.
Okay. And where'd the mill come from? I don't remember the mill.
The mill was Marco's dad.
Oh, right. Okay. Where, in relation to where we are now, where is the house?
It is due east. About a mile and a half, give or take.
Okay. And we have not been to the house yet?
Not yet, no.
Correct.
And where... So east to the house, where was the kids' hideout?
It was northeast of the town. Which, where you're at, it's probably a good 7 or 8 mile trek.
Okay.
Through the woods.
Well, do we want to go to the house since we're here?
Yeah, the cops are saying pretty sure the cops said this one had a bunch of symbols written in it. I've kind of figured Rose would want to take a look at them.
Rose definitely wants to take a look at them, yes.
Okay. So you head on through the woods, and I'm actually not going to make you roll a survival on this because there is a set trail. Seems like there's a lot of people that go from the mill to the house. However, along the way, can I get a wits and awareness?
I was going to say, I would like to keep an eye out for any more of that clothing, too, to see if any pop up.
Okay.
Nothing. For wits and awareness.
Okay.
2. I'm burning the willpower.
It's okay. I got 5.
Okay. So, Rose, with the 5, you find a couple more scraps of that particular fabric. However, more to the point, you're about a mile in, so about a half mile from the house, and you come across kind of a mound of dirt it's not freshly tilled, but it's definitely been tilled within the last, 6-8 months.
Well, this is suspicious.
How big is that mound of dirt?
About 4 feet by 4 feet.
Off the trail?
Is it very big?
It's hard to see, but it's about 50 feet off the trail.
Rose will go up and check it out.
Okay. Would you like to give me a wits or intelligence and investigation?
Wits is a little bit better, so I'll do wits and investigation here.
Edgar will go ahead and do that as well.
Okay. Would Gladys like to do either of those?
Yeah, I guess intelligence and investigation.
Okay, go ahead and give me those rolls.
2.
I got 5 on a pair of crits.
And then Gladys got
5 on a crit.
okay. So you two notice there is a chain. It's a rather hefty chain that kind of comes off and goes a little ways away from the mound of dirt.
Underground?
Yes, it comes out of the ground, and there's a chain that kind of like runs through the underbrush and leaves.
Does it lead anywhere? Following it back?
Into the mound. It seems to be attached to something underneath the mound of dirt.
Right, so it leads into the ground. Is it attached to anything on the other side?
No.
Okay.
Hey, Edgar, help me pull on this.
Oh, don't do that. Gladys will step back.
I can dig it out a little bit first.
Okay.
So strength and athletics. And in the meantime, Miss Nichols, like, maybe we should talk about this first.
They just do
Because-
these things.
Yeah, I don't know. This one I don't even know about.
Was this not what we were supposed to be doing? Were we not supposed to be finding these hidden things and exploring and trying to find answers?
Do you see what I deal with?
I mean, yes, but maybe we should like call authorities on this one because I don't know what's down there.
Edgar's
Are we not supposed to find out? Isn't that what we were hired to do?
I mean, we can.
I mean, if we're not supposed to, I'll totally defer. You're the boss, but if we're here,
you are right. We are here, and we are kind of doing the thing, because looks like Edgar's already got it uncovered enough to be able to pull on it. And by now, Edgar, you notice that it is a rather hefty metal door.
Found a door.
Great!
It does look kind of heavy. It might help. It might help to have a few more pairs of hands help us lift it, at least, I guess.
I don't want to touch it. I don't want to open it.
I mean, if you're dead set on opening it, I'll try to open it with whoever wants to help. But
Hey, you know what? You guys open it. I'm gonna point the bolt thrower, just in case something comes out.
I'm already standing on it. Stop being a baby.
I'm being cautious. She'll pull her bolt thrower out and load it up with a thing.
so, who is actually doing the lifting? Because Miss Nichols will absolutely try to help you.
Edgar.
Okay. Add 6 to your roll. She pulled hard.
A beast.
Five.
Okay, so between you two, it creaks, and it comes up about 3 inches, and then it stops. And it also doesn't go back down.
Oh boy. Is
It's
it
like
dark in
cracked
there?
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cracked about 3 inches up. And you can see down in it. It looks like cut stone stairs.
Knowing you two, I guess we're going.
I mean, we don't.
You can't.
I mean, we
even
only got
say
it. What?
You can't even say that we're not.
I mean,
Give me a wits and awareness, everybody. Please.
Four.
1.
6.
Okay, so Gladys and Rose, you both hear, kind of like, you know, the sound of like dog pads on like hard flooring,
Mhm.
but no nails, just the. You can hear that coming from, and you can hear it coming from down there.
I don't like this.
Give me just a second, and I will be right back.
Oh boy.
I mean, we might be human.
I don't think it will be. He said dog, so I'm assuming it's got 4 legs on the ground. And not just like the pet of people feet. Yeah, I'm concerned.
I mean, I'm not against going to get the police.
Early now.
Well, now that we've opened it and uncovered it, I doubt it's going to be as easy to find or figure out once we come back, so.
Unless we rehide it.
Right. I'm assuming there was some sort of an alarm system on that, be it magical or otherwise.
I mean, to be fair, we only cracked it a couple inches. It's not like anything's going to be coming out at us.
We don't know what's going on. Could be demon thing again. Don't even. Just get rid of that, please. I don't want to look at it.
There you go.
I pulled up our pictures instead so I can look at my cute dog.
It's okay, he deleted it.
I know. I saw it go away, but I was already moving to the other channel. If you want to see pet pictures, join our Discord. You'll see pictures. My dog is super cute. She tucked her nose into the blanket I gave her.
Yep, she's a foofer. Foofer. Goofy girl.
Yeah, I'm concerned about this game.
We'll be fine. It's fine.
I'm slightly concerned because I'm rolling like garbage.
I'm rolling oddly well tonight. Ever since I started doing 2 dice at a time. It takes me a minute longer, but like, I'm rolling much better. Now we might die.
And it'll be a life worth living.
I don't know if that's true.
You gotta remember, Rose has a living on the edge flaw. I am speaking
So does
from
Gladys.
someone. What?
So does Gladys. Just because
I'm
she's a
also
coward doesn't. Just because she's a coward when it comes to the fantastical doesn't mean she doesn't like living life on the edge in the more mundane sense of things.
Right.
I think we're kind of playing it like she either like shoplifts the stuff with the masks, being fairly open about the mask stuff, just randomly giving her name out to everybody that they meet, and like the crazy experiments that she does in downtime and stuff is kind of that perk, but like it'll come up in other ways. She's just not big on physical stuff. I feel like Tempting Fate could be done in different ways than just probably gonna die from like being eaten by a vampire or something.
It'll be fine.
And she does push her luck. She pushed into the cave when they probably shouldn't have. That was definitely why I did that. But there was no immediate threat of, like, something coming to kill us.
That we could see.
Right. But it was still pushing farther into what was comfortable.
Apologize for the amount of interruptions tonight. wife is being difficult and has decided that she doesn't know how to do much by herself. But it's okay. We got it taken care of. Saying she can take care of stuff by herself, and she can't. So, she just needs a quick bit of help. It's fine. We're good. So, we left off with Pep coming from the dark tunnel.
Yeah.
So have we conversed on exactly what we're going to do?
No, why would we do that?
I was hoping that that's what you would have done.
Gesturing to Miss Nichols to shine her light in there, and then holding the bolt thrower.
Okay. So she takes the thing and kind of looks at you curiously and takes the flashlight, sticks it down in there, flicks it on, and it kind of goes ping, 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 and bright light, and then it fizzles out.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I didn't know if the bulb worked,
Oh.
but it's okay because I have another one. She pulls out a little smaller flashlight, and she clicks it on just in time for a couple faces that are decayed and desiccated to be coming up on all fours running.
No, close it.
Can I get everybody to make me a sanity roll, please?
I rolled crits. I don't know if that matters, but I rolled 4.
Yeah. You're good.
3.
You're good?
Also rolled 3.
You're
6,
also
I guess.
good. So everybody.
Crits.
So you are all good. No sanity lost. However, no ed gain either. As they come slamming into the metal door. I need to know everybody's initial actions. Besides, close it.
Fire and back paddle.
Okay. We have a fire and backpedal. What would Rose and Edgar like to do?
I assume since Edgar's close, once Glass takes a shot, use the holy knife to stab.
Okay. And then Rose?
Before, because Rose will take a shot to kind of give Edgar a little cover since he's getting close enough to stab. But as she does so, can she take a second to look at the decaying faces and see if they're the missing kids, or they look like they might be the missing kids?
No, these are fully grown individuals.
Okay.
So the ones taking shots, give me your rolls that you need, please. Well, that's not good. Your bolt thrower fails to launch. Seems to be as caught up on something, and you're going to need to repair it.
I did a little bit better. I got a 4.
Okay. You rip through one, and it kind of falls. Edgar, please give me that dexterity and melee roll.
2.
Okay. The knife seems to be a little bit less effective. But between you and Miss Nichols, you kind of slash at one. She kind of bashes overhead with the other, with the flashlight, and another one falls. However, 2 of them are remaining, and they managed to pick the thing up just enough to get their head and shoulders through, and they're starting to grab at things. So, next round, what would everybody like to do?
Rose will
Okay.
give cover fire. Rose will give cover fire for the aimed at the one trying to climb out.
Okay.
Edgar's going to do another stab.
Okay. Seeing what Gladys is trying to do, Miss Nichols will also do that. So, can I get the shot from Rose, please?
Three that time.
That is still enough to make one stop moving. Now, before Edgar gives me his roll. Gladys. Strength and athletics, please. Give me... Do you have anything in athletics? Okay, give me your dexterity and stamina then. To see how bad of a sprained ankle you have. Not enough to do actual physical damage, but it'll be sore tomorrow. You'll be fine though. However, as you land, Miss Nichols comes behind and gives the perfect wrestling style elbow on top of the crate or the door, and you hear a slight crunch as it goes down a couple inches. Edgar, if you would like to give me that stab now. You can add 2 to your dice pool. Because it can't move anymore.
4.
Okay, with perfect precision, you're just boop, boop. Like something out of The Walking Dead. And it kind of goes stiff and falls flat. That's what you would classify them as, yes. Yeah, it's first.
I thought you said you dealt with zombies before.
It's a different kind of zombies. There are living zombies and dead zombies. Mine were living.
Can Rose kind of look at the one that's kind of there and see if there's any identifying marks, any jewelry that the corpse is wearing, or house emblems stitched into some decaying clothing or anything like that?
There is not.
Okay.
The clothing that is there is not quite burlap, but it's pretty close, and it's pretty well rotted away. The other one has a little bit better clothing, but it's not much. It's still very stained, very decayed. The 2 down in the tunnel, though, you don't know a whole lot about. Miss Nichols gets up, kind of brushes herself off. So, what, over under on whether or not that's all of them?
I don't think it is.
Do we really want to go down there now or no?
Do I I want to figure out what's going on, but I don't necessarily want. I know better. Let me put it this way. I want to know what's going on, but not enough that I'm gonna do something stupid and just chuck on down there. However, I also don't know how helpful police are gonna be if that's what we're up against. I don't know how careful we can be in this case, but I mean, yeah. Not like okay, we can start there, I guess.
Well, while you do that, me and Edgar will open this thing up if we're going down here. Otherwise, we'll just wait.
I think maybe the best option would be look for the police officer who's the uncle to Marco.
Why him?
He may be more willing to come if we tell him it's related to his nephew. Don't explain everything to him.
Or, find 3 corpses that are missing headpieces. And another one that has a hole in the top of its head. Good shot, by the way. Would you like to give me an intelligence and craft roll, please? Or intelligence and technology, whatever is better for you. You can. Yes. Yeah, you can. I think it would be smart to at least open it up and throw these things back down there so nobody else sees them. Okay.
Yeah, roll the 5 for fixing my thing.
Yeah. So you get it working again. It was pretty simple. The string that came back got hooked on something that's sticking up because it's decoration at this point. You decided screw decoration, just took it off. In the meantime, Edgar and Miss Nichols end up opening it enough to be able to push the things back down in there. Kind of turns to everybody, so are we going down or no? Even if we just go down, look, and then come back out, we can try to be quiet.
You only have
come
one
back out.
flashlight?
I've got 2. 2 working ones, and then
Right. Can she tie it to like the bottom of the thrower so it's like she can hold both of them?
You can tape it.
Yeah. Tie, tape, whichever.
Yeah. Not
That
even
way
gonna make you
she
roll for
has
that.
hands available pretty much to do both things.
Yeah. So you going down? I need a group
Sneaky
consensus
like.
on this one.
Yeah, it's up down.
Okay. Can I get dexterity and stealth, please?
Three.
3.
5.
Oh, y'all good. Even if Miss Nichols doesn't roll any, you guys are good. So I'm not gonna roll. So you manage to slide in, make your way down in, and it is kind of chiseled from the rock that is natural. Rose and Gladys both kind of get flashbacks of things in their prior life. This looks like a ceremony chamber because it.
Oh boy!
You go down about 15 feet and then it opens up into a circular room. There seems to be a grate in the middle, and you can hear the grate even before you get in there. Just ching ching, ching ching, kind of raising and lowering, and it seems to be big enough for one person.
No one's manipulating the grate?
You get close enough to the grate to look into it.
Yes.
Okay, so there is something down there. Used to be someone, but it's not a someone anymore. Can I also get everybody give me either wits and awareness or wits and investigation of the room? Unless if you'd like to actually spend some time to do intelligence and investigation.
3.
There's no one there immediately that we can see?
Just the thing in the grate.
Oh, I'd spend a
4 on
minute
the-
here.
4 on the wits and awareness, and can I go ahead and activate sense the unnatural? That way if someone tries to come up on us, I'll know.
Okay, you are getting an overbearing, like enough to give you a headache smell of just smoke. Just by being here.
Are we good
Oh,
to spend
fantastic.
we good to spend a few minutes here, or do we need to get in and out?
One sec. She's just gonna drop sense the unnatural after a minute, but I'm sure the headache and the smell of smoke is just lingering in her nostrils.
Yeah, good to go if you want to.
Just trying to figure out how many dice to roll. Four. Worth
4.
intelligence.
So, right. So Gladys takes a minute to go around the room, and Miss Nichols kind of goes around the room with you. So I'm going to add a static 2 on top of that to get a 6. And in some of the alcoves, you find offerings that have been burnt up. You find desiccated flowers. You find actual money. And then you kind of running your hand across the wall, and you feel a very slight bump on a very smooth wall. You kind of stop and you push in on it, and it goes in and kind of slides off to the side, and you see a book in there.
I'm gonna read the book, or look at the book at least.
Yeah, so you grab the book, and it is blank leather bound. It is black leather bound with silver rivets. You open up, and it is vellum paper. It's very old, and it is in Latin.
Don't speak Latin. Anyone
I
speak
do.
Latin?
I do.
Here, read this.
Rosal.
Be careful, it looks
okay.
old.
Okay.
Okay. Give
smells
me
like smoke, but okay.
Give me an intelligence and occult roll, please.
That's 5 successes on a crit.
Okay. So the title of it is Animus de Morte. Care to say what it is about?
I'm assuming necromancy.
Reanimation of the dead. And as you're reading it, can I get a sanity roll, please?
Sure. Can't go badly.
Because even reading it silently, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm good. I hope I'm good. I got 4 successes.
Yep, you're good. You get about halfway through, figure out what it is, and you involuntarily shut it before reading too much more. And Miss Nichols is like, that bad.
Oh, it's great, a real page turner. We should probably burn this.
Looks like a book closer to me.
I mean, technically speaking, that's turning pages.
What is it?
It's a necromancy for not such dummies.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I already know where it'll be easy to figure out someone was here already.
If you don't mind, I'll actually be taking that. Making sure it goes into my private stock and make sure it doesn't get seen ever again.
Oh god, that was Nichols. I thought it was someone else coming up behind us.
No.
Yeah, sure, boss. And Rose is just gonna shove it at her.
And she opens up her jacket that she still has and puts it on a special pouch and clasps it over. And she takes one of the canteens that has the holy water in it and kind of splashes it on there a little bit. Doesn't do anything, but it makes her feel better.
Yes, I'm glad I found the necromancy book.
I feel like I need to wash my hands now, and my nostrils still smell like wood smoke. Can we get out of here now?
Well, yeah, this is like a ritual chamber. We shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about that one?
Do we need to do anything about it?
I don't know if the soul comes back in the body or if it's just the body reanimated, so...
I mean, if it's in a hole in the ground, can we just take pot shots at it through the grate?
What's it do? What is it just going around in the circle? Or what's it doing? If we take a minute to look at it.
At this point, it has stopped moving the grate up and down and it's just kind of staring at all of you. Can I get... either wits and awareness or wits and I'm going to say medicine. Whatever is best for you.
I got a 3 on wits and awareness.
You're on a 3.
What'd you get?
3 on wits and awareness.
Okay. Would anybody like to roll or use any willpower?
I've already burned 2, so
Won't matter much for me.
I'll do it. I'll burn a willpower and reroll a couple. I have some I can reroll. Okay, that's much better. That's a 6.
This one kind of looks like Marco a little bit. His clothes are in a lot better shape, too.
Rose is gonna kind of squint at him. Can you understand us? She's obviously talking to the zombie. Or the guy in the grate.
Just staring blankly.
Is he like very obviously dead and been dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Milky eyes, very pale.
This is the dad then, right? Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Does the fabric match up with his shirt?
You gonna get close to take a look?
I guess.
Okay.
Unless you want to hand it to Rose. She didn't see the fabric.
No, I think Gladys is like in the investigation mood mindset now, so she's like less. She's in the mess already, so it's fine.
Okay. So you get closer and you kind of pull out the piece of fabric. Give me a wits and insight, please. I know that's your best thing in the world.
I get 5 dice. It's not the worst. Two.
Okay. Well, in that case, you kind of bend down with it, and you're kind of taking a look at the fabric and the shirt that the zombie has, and they do match. And when you come to this conclusion, it reaches out and pops its hand underneath the grate, and it grabs hold of your arm and starts pulling.
Freak out for a second and try and pull backwards.
What does everybody else do?
Rose will swing her rifle around and take a shot, trying to cut through the arm.
Okay, you will take a 4 dice penalty because of the proximity of Gladys and the called shot and the very, very precise spot.
Okay.
Doable. It's doable. Just,
Okay.
Yeah. Don't
Okay.
roll nothing.
I think
would
I can
Edgar
manage that. I think I can manage that.
What would Edgar like to do in case if that doesn't work?
Edgar is gonna shoot into the grate, into the zombie.
Okay, you will take a 2 dice penalty because of the grate.
I rolled a 2.
2 out of how many? Just out of curiosity.
3.
Okay. You do manage to shoot the arm, and you do manage to sever it most of the way. Probably enough that if Gladys would like to try to strength it away, it could possibly rip it off.
I rolled a 2. It's almost as good as it's other than a crit, it's as good as I can do.
Okay. Edgar, your shot, please, and then we will resolve that.
2.
Okay. So between Rose and Edgar, the zombie is incapacitated rather quickly. However, you do have here a rather sickening tear as Gladys pulls her arm free, and the hand is still attached. Rather, though it is
No.
not, though it is not firmly grasping, it is still holding.
Yeah, no, she's like freaking out right now.
Miss Nichols at this point like pries it off of you. Feel like that's traumatic enough that a sanity check would be in order, specifically for Gladys.
Check or just drop one. Either way, works for me.
Now, let's see if you would.
3.
Almost, but not quite.
So I do lose one?
No, you're good.
Okay.
It's not the first time seeing gore to this level. However, it's traumatic. Definitely not something that you want to do again. You will take a penalty on your next sanity check, though. While you don't move, it's just 1 dice. Yeah. While you don't lose 1 now, it unsettles you enough that maybe in the future. Miss Nichols like, well, that was eventful. Was that... Did you find out what you needed?
I probably didn't need to do that. It's fine. It's fine. The clothes we found were from him. So he was probably dragged away.
That's probably... I say this with the most
Yeah, I know.
genuine...
You don't have to say anything. It's fine.
It's probably a good thing that we confirm that then.
Yeah, but the problem is now nobody's gonna believe us if we come up and say, yeah, the kid's dad ended up turned into a zombie.
No, who says that?
We don't have to tell them anything about him, though.
Yeah.
There. I mean, it kind of sucks that the kid won't ever really have closure, but
Might be a good thing.
Probably for the better. So, behind where he was, does it just trail off into something, or is it like a cell?
It's like a circular pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder why he was down there.
Maybe to make a bead again? Maybe to make him a bead again?
I don't know.
I mean, he did look a little fresher than the other ones.
Maybe they're made down there?
Not that was... Throw a person down in there and do the mumbo-jumbo chanting up here.
Well, throw a corpse down there.
Depends on how long you consider them persons, I guess.
Once you're dead, you're dead.
I don't know about that, but okay.
You want to know? It probably has the answers.
The book?
Yeah. Probably has the answers.
Well, I can't read it, so...
Yeah. We'll figure it out later. How about that?
Sure. We should get out of here before someone comes looking.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah. So you all make it back out. And you close the door and cover it back up. At least for the most part. continue on to the house or back to the picnic area?
House.
House.
Okay. So you continue to the house, and it's not too far. It's not a hard walk. It's not a long walk. And it is...
I don't know when the recording stopped. That's cool. I'll download the stream later and get it from there.
Okay. It is exactly what everybody says it is. It's just an old house in the middle of the woods. Looks like an old cabin of sorts. What would you all like to do?
Investigate. Look for
Yeah,
traps.
Assuming this is a pretty big tourist destination, we won't find much here, but up to the front door and look in. Looking for a window.
Okay.
Look for that graffiti they were talking about.
Okay. What would Edgar like to do?
Edgar is going to take a look around the cabin, see if anyone's watching or anything in particular.
Okay. So, first and foremost, Rose, go ahead and give me wits and an investigation, please. I'll just say you're looking for anything outside that looks out of place.
I'm gonna burn another willpower to reroll.
Okay.
That's gonna be 4.
Okay. So you find a couple things. You find a child's shoe off in some underbrush. You find what looks like a sign of a struggle going from that shoe off in the general direction of where you just came. Beyond that, you don't find a whole lot. Gladys, would you like to give me an intelligence and investigation? Because I know that's better for you than wits.
Just 2.
Okay, so you do find some of the graffiti. A lot of it is just initials. This person plus that person, and like a heart. You know, for the most part, what you're looking for, and you cannot find that emblem anywhere in this cabin. Not necessarily saying that it's not there, however, you can't find it.
Is the door unlocked?
Yes, the door was unlocked. You went inside. Couldn't find anything inside either. You did find a couple rather large spiders, though. And then as far as Edgar is concerned, a wits and awareness, please.
Two.
Okay. You do not see anything or anyone around you. However, you do notice that the birds and the wildlife that have been around kind of go silent after a little bit.
Gary is going to ready his gun and start heading back to the others. Something's here.
What?
I don't see anything, but everything's gone quiet, and that's usually a sign of a predator.
Well, that's not good.
Then stand natural, back up.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll, please. With a cult.
Grab the thrower, but also hold the vial of water in one hand.
4.
4. Okay. There is certainly something. It doesn't smell like brimstone, doesn't smell like smoke. It smells... Honestly, it almost smells like it did in Oregon, but not quite. It's not quite so sweet. It's still a little bit sour. Can I get everybody to make me a wits and awareness, please? And if I need to make Miss Nichols roll, I will make her roll as well.
2.
Nothing.
Got 4 again.
Okay, so Rose to the rescue yet again. You hear a twig snap and you instinctively turn and pull the rifle up, and in your crosshairs is a man. He's got his hands up. He's got a trench coat on. Well, it kind of looks like a trench coat. Rather plain clothes, but you've seen him before. You've seen him at the hospital, actually. It is Rico's father.
You look familiar.
Yes, I believe we passed each other when you took my son to the hospital, yeah?
Rose will lower the rifle a little bit, still keep it handy, but not actively pointed at him. Is there anyone with you?
No, it's just me.
Those are dangerous out here by yourself. Is everything okay? Did something happen in town? Well,
No, I've actually been here for the better part of the day. I officially had a business meeting to attend to in Boston. I've been waiting. Figured at some point you would come here looking. I don't mean any harm. I just wanted to talk.
Well, this is a really suspicious way to go about it.
Right. But if we were to talk anywhere else, it would garner too much attention.
guess that depends on what the content of your talking entails.
I assume you've looked into the O'Neills?
A little bit.
So you know the rumors that follow them.
Why don't you enlighten us?
Know about, well, they're less than savory. They've made deals with dark places and can do magics that men are not supposed to do. I mean, there was the one back mid-1800s that hanged him for it, right?
That's the one I found records of, but I didn't find any much else. Although, of course, Miss O'Neill came to interrupt us while we were looking.
And she's always got a knack for interrupting you at the worst possible second.
Say that like you know her personally.
Well, I should.
And why is that?
Well, officially, my name is Matthew, but unofficially, my name is Jacob.
Oh, great.
Right.
Missing son? Rose
Yes.
will look at Gladys. You're a lot less missing than many of the other missing people we've been investigating.
Right. Moved to New York, met some people, got a new name, and a new face. So she doesn't know who I am anymore.
Why?
Even got a no voice.
Why come back then?
To keep her from doing this again.
Seems to be a little late for that.
Well, I was trying to stop it, but one versus, well, I think she's got 2 apprentices underneath her at this point.
Great.
I mean, don't witch covens traditionally come in 3s?
Traditionally. They can have up to, I think, 12, but it's few and far between. Anyway. So I have a proposition for you, but I need your explicit guarantee that I won't be harmed if I give you the information.
It's hard to know what to promise you.
Just don't hurt me.
Are you going to do anything to us?
No? Why would I do anything to you? I mean, I understand, like, the... Yeah. But, no. I'm not
Because this is a little weird and creepy.
Right. But if I were to tell you that, hey, I can do magic in the middle of a town when you're looking for people that can do magic, what are you going to do? Let's be honest here.
I mean, probably be less weirded out than you stalking us in the middle of the woods.
Right. But this is going to garner less attention from, well, I don't know, your old mom.
You're not actively using your magic to hurt kids, are you?
Oh, no, quite the opposite.
Oh, no, yeah, then we're fine.
As long as nothing happens to us, we won't do anything to you.
So I can make beneficial things happen to you. If you want that.
As long as you don't hurt us, we won't hurt you. How about that?
I can make that happen, okay?
Sure.
So obviously you know my name. And he points at Rose, and you're Rose, and you're Gladys, and you're Edgar, and you are... People just call you Miss Nichols. Apparently that's what you have introduced yourself as. So, here's the long and short of it. I can tell you where she's going to do her next ritual. I can tell you how to get in there. I can tell you how to stop it. There are wards that keep me out of it, so I can't physically do anything. However, she has a very particular dark being that is in her employ,
Yeah, I think we've
and
met.
it will continue. It will continue to be in her employ if she completes this particular ritual. If you can stop the ritual from being completed, it will consume her and her soul in the house, because that's the main thing. Killing that damn house.
The house?
Yeah,
The house.
it'll make it decay rapidly.
The house alive?
No, not technically. It's imbued with magic. Yeah.
Oh.
To not age. It's a whole thing. But yes, if you can stop the ritual, then the house will basically fall in on itself, because it will decay all at once. There's one caveat. Guess where the ritual is?
House?
In the house.
In the basement.
Which means it'll collapse on top of us if we do it from the basement.
Yes. There are ways to keep you from being hurt, and that's what I'm willing to give you. But if I give you that, then I can't protect you from the other things that are there. Like ghosts. And that dark spirit.
So it's one or the other?
Yes.
What's the likelihood of us getting hurt from the house falling on us then?
It depends on how quickly you can move. I'm sure you'll probably have roughly 2 or 3 minutes to get out, and it's not an overly long trek. It's just depending on exactly what's in the house, depending on exactly what's gonna keep you from getting out of the house.
Right. And we also don't know how hurt we're going to be after.
Exactly.
And there's no other way to do it outside from being in the basement?
I mean, unless if you want to, take her out in the middle of the street. You're just lucky that she's not one of the, special ones.
Special ones?
Yeah, there's ones where they basically eat the souls of living beings and they don't die. She doesn't know how to do that. I believe they're Tremere liches.
What's with the zombie pit over there?
Yeah, that's how she picks her apprentices. If they can complete the ritual without turning into one themselves.
Does Rose recognize the Tremere bit?
For anybody that has any sort of background that relates to vampires, go ahead and give me intelligence and occult, please.
Gladys too, right?
Yep. Sorry, Edgar, you went the military route.
4.
You would know what a Tremere is.
4. 5. I'm sorry, 5.
Both of you would know what a Tremere is.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Tremere Lich. An
come
undead
in
gets even
liches?
more undead. An undead gets even more undead. How does that even work?
Oh, no, not that Tremere. These are... Well, yeah, sort of. They're the human versions of that. It's weird. It gets really muddy. Yeah, trust me.
They come in humans?
They started out as humans, I think.
Yeah.
I just
Long
know they're
time
a
ago.
thing.
So it kind of went into two different paths. One went
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met some. Not Tremere, but like we know what they are.
Yeah, and then the other one went to us.
Okay.
Us.
I'm mages. I'm one of the better ones.
Sure.
I can do things that I don't want to do. Try not to do unless if it's absolutely positively necessary.
Okay.
You look exacerbated.
Yeah, a little bit. Is there any more information you can give us?
Holy water doesn't work on it unless it's blessed by a true believer. I can tell you there are no true believers in town.
Right.
And Miss Nichols kind of chuckles and she's like, I'll take care of that tonight. It's fine. What?
Nothing. I'm not even surprised at this point anymore.
Look, when you see the crap that I've seen, you just believe in whatever.
I
And
really...
you're like, yep, it all has power.
I believe, but not to that extent.
Yeah. You believe hard enough, things work.
I don't think I can.
It's fine. And at this point, Jacob's like, yeah. And it's ones like her, apparently, that are especially dangerous. And she'll be a target. So just keep that in mind.
Lovely.
Well, at least to that one.
So what is that thing?
I believe there are some people that call it like a Bali. It actually has a name. Ours is Kazareth. And Kyzareth. You can
Well-
command it once
Oh,
by using that name.
so we can tell it to leave.
You tell it to leave, it'll pop out and then pop back in about that quickly. Give it a more specific task and something that takes time, and it might work.
I
Can't
don't
be
know what's gonna
harming.
take time for that thing.
Tell it. You have bags of rice or salt.
Don't know some.
Tasks like clean up all of the rice or clean up all of the salt. Stuff like that will take a while. Something very mundane.
Oh, so count it grain by
help.
grain.
That might help too. Just make sure that wherever it is, it's difficult to get to. And difficult to see the bag because they can do things like that quickly. AKA, mechanically, you got 2 rounds if you make it do something like that. Yeah.
That's good to know.
I feel like rules specifics would be good on that one. And it will do that, and it'll submit anything that you do to it in that time. So just keep that in mind. Also, true faith believer people can't do that. So, fortunately,
That's weird. You'd think they would be the ones more likely to be able to do that.
no, it's something weird about. There's too much of a connection to whatever deity and then it severs the one that goes on the other side of it.
Weird.
Overbalancing the scale.
Yes. Too much on one side, don't get enough on the other. It's kind of like Infernalists can't really do anything with like faith stuff. It burns them, which is why my mom gets burned by stuff like that.
Oh, she does. That's good to know.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, if you have special
Wait,
things,
Can we
I would
just
use
command
them.
him to like take care of her?
No, it doesn't quite work that way.
Oh.
They have a contract that he can't hurt her.
What about the apprentices?
I don't know. If I'm being completely honest.
If a command doesn't work, does it burn it up, or do we still get to use it?
It'll negate your use, and it will draw their attention to you.
So do we each get one go at that? Like
Yes.
Edgar and I?
Yes.
Oh. And Rose? I don't know. Rose?
I think I'm a little bit too gray to be true faith, so I think I should be good.
So, all things to just keep in mind, okay?
Okay.
I would come prepared. Also, before I forget, thank you for bringing Rico back. And Marco, of course, but less on that side.
So can Rico do like actual magic?
Yes.
So that's why the demon thingy wasn't able to get to him in the clubhouse.
To a certain extent, yeah. I might have helped slightly. Rico can do very light wards.
Oh,
You know,
Rose, wasn't there a
he-
thing with the kids that we were worried about?
What?
I said, wasn't there a thing with the kids we were worried about?
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that we've only found 2 out of the 5,
No. The ones we found. There was the
Marco
cuts
had
on the one.
Marco had scratches and smelled like sulfur, so yeah.
Oh, he's been marked then.
What does that mean?
Fantastic. I can take a guess, but enlighten us.
Guessing, and when we can just straight out ask?
Well, it's exactly what you are guessing. Physically marked, therefore, there's a tether there. The demon knows where the child is at all times. We have not let Rico leave the house for the last since we got him back for a reason. It would probably do well to just keep an eye on the house for the next couple days that Marco's in. If you can, of course. I mean, if you can't, it's fine.
If we end the contract between your mother and this demon, will that tether fade? Or is that something we're going to have to actively pursue once this is over?
Well, it will fade. It won't fade immediately, but it will fade, and the demon will not pursue him anymore when the contract is null and void, because it was I'm sure, a command done by her telling him to go find her more sacrifices. It likes innocent souls. They quote unquote taste better, is what it said when I was younger.
Gross.
Yes, absolutely.
Is he lying to us?
Would you like to make a wits and insight?
For as little as it will help, yes. Okay, 2. 3.
Okay.
2.
Would Rose like to make that same roll? We got 3 and 2 and...
Also 3.
If he's lying, he's a really good liar. He seems to be genuine.
When is this happening?
Well, it's got to happen by the end of the week, so I don't have a specific day, I don't have a specific time. It's just something that, however you would like to handle.
So do we have to interrupt the ritual for this to work, or is there something else we can do instead?
Or you can, like I said, keep her from even starting the ritual. However that means to you.
Exactly does the ritual entail?
Oh, a couple sacrifices. I believe it needs at least 2, but 3 is more preferable.
And it wouldn't be the kids that have already been taken.
Oh, they were the first part.
Ah. Is she like a vampire?
Oh.
Can we just like stake her or something?
Doesn't work the same, but it will be the means to the end if you want to do that. She's still mortal. She's still human, so.
Solid object straight through the heart.
I mean, I could just make new names for all of us. We'd be fine.
Yeah, but she'd still be around and kicking and
not if we
do
just
this
end
again
her.
And get stronger.
Not if we just end her. That's what I'm talking about. Like, not even waiting for the ritual. Just go in, bam, bam.
I'm a little surprised.
Look, I would much rather do that than deal with this ritual and this Bali thing. I feel like that would be safer for us.
Yes. To a certain extent. Either deal with the ritual and the apprentices, the demon, or the demon's still going to be around, and if she calls him, it's going to be an issue. But then just have to deal with the ghosts. Which the ghosts are less likely to do as much harm, but will impede you from leaving the house.
Yeah, but if we do it like that, you can give us the thing that will protect us from that, right?
From the house or the ghosts?
The ghosts. The things.
Right. I can. I'm more than willing to.
So if we go in by surprise, and then don't really get into a big fight, hopefully, that would be the better option?
Fully depends on your skill sets. If you are more of the grab the bull by the horns type.
Not really.
No. If you're more of the sneak in the back and swipe the crown jewel out from underneath the guard's nose type, then that is going to work better for you. And then there's the third option that you probably don't want to do.
What is it
What's the
anyway?
third?
Figure out who the apprentices are, and two of you take the place in the robes and the masks.
That still puts us in the ritual.
Right, but then it would be the surprise that you wanted, and potentially an easier escape. The negative part is I have no idea who the apprentices are.
Mm. I wonder if the one is that librarian that I talked to.
Why would you think that?
Because Moira came after we started asking about that. I don't know, it's just a hunch. It's like one of the only people I've talked to here. But we signed in and then Moira came, like, shortly after that. How else would you know? Is there a way to tell?
There is, and he kind of looks at Rose. If you're willing.
What am I agreeing to?
How you knew I was here.
Oh.
They'll have a certain odor to them. It's not going to be your typical. It's not going to necessarily be a bad odor. It's just going to be a very specific odor, and I don't know how capable you are of keeping that up and perusing.
I mean, I can try. I've gotten pretty good at pinpointing things over the years. Still not perfect, but I mean, it'll be harder if it's near the house because I kind of got overwhelmed by the sulfur smell when we were passing by.
Right. And then, of course, you can just start breaking into houses and looking, but that's more like needle in the haystack type thing.
Right. But if we do go to the library, you could do it at the library if that librarian's there.
Fair point.
We could set it up for 2 plans.
We'll have to make a decision relatively soon, but yeah, we could at least start.
So, and he kind of looks up and, well, it's going to be getting dark rather quickly, so I'm going to hop in my car and say that my meeting ran late. You all should probably get back to your vehicle as well and head back into town. Don't want to be out here too late, yeah?
No.
Evil things like to walk in the woods at night.
Yeah, let's avoid more, random woodland beings.
Right. We never had this meeting, correct?
What meeting?
Very good. And at that point, he just kind of gives a hurt little wave and turns and starts walking off down another path. What would you all like to do?
Back to the car.
Okay. So you make it back to the mill without a problem. You make it down the shoreline and follow it around. Make it to the car. Make it back to town. Make it back to the camper. No issues. You do see Jacob's car kind of ride past, and he gives you another little wave as he heads home. And that is where we're going to end it for tonight, with some planning that you all need to do. Let's see if it actually happens before next session.
Let's be honest here. Nah.
Yeah. I don't necessarily see that. However, 2 more experience, regain 1 willpower each because you are sleeping, and if you have any lost health, regain 1 of those as well. And Gladys, your ankle is sore the next day, but it's not bad enough to hamper movement.
Okay. Is the penalty on the roll staying?
It is.
Okay. I figured, I just wanted to make sure.
So, announcements. First and foremost, join us tomorrow as well, because we are going to be playing Life and Blood Atlanta. It is technically starting a new chapter. Technically, but not really, sort of. I don't know. The last game was kind of start of the new chapter too. It's weird. Kind of close out and start of. Anyway. But to find all of the information on that, go to totalpartykrit.com, and it has links to all of our games. Choose the game that Faye runs, Blood and Hope Detroit. That's ramping up, and that is going to be very exciting.
It'll be fun. We're doing individual games.
Yes. And then obviously Nichol's Cryptid Catchers, that is usually on Thursdays. However, obviously today it's a little bit different. And then we have Life and Blood Atlanta on Saturdays. You can find PC bios, player bios, links to the YouTubes, the YouTube videos. Channel. Yes, that. I blanked. I straight up blanked. It was bad. As well as all of the podcasting places if you want to listen to it on there. Also on totalpartykrit.com, you have links to dicelegion.com. If you use that link, they will send you some really cool dice. You'll still have to buy them, unfortunately, but there is a discount. They're great people to work with. They get your stuff out as physically quick as they can, and especially for a very small company that they are. So if you're like us, support small companies because they're better than Walmart or Target.
Yeah, or certain other places that are having a lot of issues right now.
Yes, specifically said one of those because we
with
don't
that white dog mascot.
Yes. Support small companies. If you use that link for Dice Legion, you get a discount. We'll get a little bit of kickback. They get to move some stuff. Everybody wins. Then finally, we like your support, whether it be by word of mouth, liking, reviewing, sharing, subscribing, following, all of the things, commenting, joining our Discord. But we would like it just a little bit more because I'm greedy. I don't know about anybody else. If you can do that monetarily through our Patreon. Obviously, at this point, everybody knows how Patreon set up different tiers to get you different things. Take a look. If any of that sounds like something that you'd want to do, by all means, go ahead and do that. If you can't, no big deal. We understand. We still would like you to join us on all of the platforms that we are on, and follow us everywhere and subscribe everywhere and share it and tell everybody else about it. So, with that, I am going to say have a good night. And please stay out of the woods at night. It is dangerous. That's not even just related to the game. So, good evening. Goodbye.
We doing post game or no? I'm fine either way.
As long as everybody can stick around.
I can for a little bit. I probably shouldn't be up past like 1 or 1:30.
You still had 1, 2.
It's 20 till.
I mean, if we need to
download
like
the stream anyway, so it doesn't really matter because something happened to the recording, and yeah.
We can do a text talk if you wanted to, as well, because I'm sure you have questions.
Yeah, and I can. If we do that, I can start the upload on the other thing, and maybe it'll be up by the time our game goes live.
Yes.
Thank you
Is
for
there
joining
any-
us, guys.
I enjoyed having you.